Louisiana offensive lineman Max Mitchell may have been the steal of the draft for the New York Jets and Joe Douglas. He was taken in the 4th round at pick 111 overall, and guess what? Mitchell was PFF's number 1 graded tackle in college football in 2021. He ended up with a 94.8 grade, so let's take a look at Mitchell's film against Texas and I'll show you why he was terrific value for the New York Jets. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here from PLAJ. And I gotta be honest, I wasn't watching a lot of Max Mitchell during my draft prep. Wasn't a guy I really came across, but after the Jets took him, I went away and I watched his film against Texas, his toughest opposition in 2021, and I was extremely impressed. I'm gonna go through the film right now with you, and I want to show you why I think he was a terrific pick by Joe Douglas and co. Why I think he's the Jets' 3rd best offensive tackle right now. So let's start with pass pro. He played predominantly right tackle in 2021, played about 70% of his career snaps there, and he's number 74 on the left-hand side of your screen. I want you to watch how he gets out of his stance very quickly, does a great job covering and traveling. He's a very light guy, 307 pounds, former tight end, very good athlete. What I like about this rep, the defensive lineman gets that long arm inside. So what does Max do? He manages to knock it away. Look at the aggression. Knock the arm away, re-establish tight hands. That's a fantastic job, repositioning hands and then working his feet through contact. Watch it at full speed. Get out of your stance, cover your ground, and remove the arm and re-establish your hands. That's a great job. This time on the right-hand side of your screen, number 74, I want you to watch how Max does a fantastic job mixing up his pass set. This time he throws the ghost arm. Look how he extends the arm. He fools the defensive end into thinking he's going to go for an early punch. He then is able to time up his punch, does a great job controlling the chest and the hands, and then gets a little help from the guard on the finish. But once again, an excellent job traveling, does the little ghost punch, and then he's able to control with the hands, and it's a very easy win for Max Mitchell. This might have been my favorite rep for the game. You want to talk about a guy who's light, only 307 pounds? Have a look at the aggression. Number 74, right-hand side, bang. Look at the ferocity in this punch, the heavy hands. A former tight end playing like this in college. This is ridiculous play strength, ridiculous punch, heavy hands. And then again, look how he re-establishes the hands, reworks them in the chest. Just dominance from Max Mitchell. And here's another example, just another thing I loved about his game. Look how he identifies the blitzing linebacker coming from the outside, again, covers, but watch how he re-establishes feet this time, and he brings his feet with him through the block. Number 1 does a great job getting to the chest, tight hands, he's in a fantastic position right now. But as the defensive end tries to work inside, look how he brings his base with him. Lateral movement, stay in front, and he just locks him up. Great grip strength, great control. This is utter dominance. He did a fantastic job against an SEC school. I thought this was fantastic. How about one more example in pass protection? I've talked about him re-establishing his hands, his powerful punch. What about his grip strength? Right-hand side, number 74, Max Mitchell gets out of his stance. Things I've talked about consistently. Look how well when he clamps, his grip strength, his ability to control the chest and not let go. This is an absolute wash. That defensive end is going nowhere. Grip strength, clamp. I love that ability for an offensive lineman. But it's in the running game that you see Max Mitchell's former tight end skills really come to the fore. He may have run a 5'2", 40-yard dash, but his explosive twitch and ability to move extremely quickly in his first 3 steps, that's what stood out to me. I want you to watch this reach block on the 3-tech. Number 74, Max Mitchell, does an outstanding job covering ground laterally. You see him get to the inside shoulder of the 3-tech, and now watch the hips and feet turn. He does a fantastic job sealing. Look at his body position, how fluently he flips and gets in an excellent position, and then the strength to just stonewall, to hold up that defensive tackle and open up the lane. This play works because of Max Mitchell. It's that simple. Quickness, flip, and the ability to seal and just stand up and stonewall, drop that anchor. That is fantastic. This is the reason that Max Mitchell was the number 1 graded PFF run blocker in 2021. Here's another example of Mitchell, one-on-one, doing a great job with his athleticism. Look how he covers the ground on the edge and then he's able to get underneath the hips, doesn't block him in the back, and just wheel him around the edge. This is a touchdown for Louisiana. Another touchdown, another big play because of Max Mitchell. Fantastic. Look how well he covers this ground, gets out of his stance, explosive first 2 steps, and then work him around the edge. That's a thing of beauty. But then climbing to the second level, combo blocks, things you're going to see in this scheme. That's what Max Mitchell does extremely well. You see that athleticism once again. Left-hand side of your screen, look at him help on the 3-tech. Great positioning of his hands, get under the armpit and move him 4 or 5 yards down the line of scrimmage. He then climbs to number 0, the linebacker, does a great job impacting him. Now, does he stick this block completely? No, he misses him. He doesn't quite get enough outside shoulder. Doesn't allow him to get a clean run here, the running back. But at full speed, get underneath the armpit, move him, climb to that second level, and he still gets the running back 6 to 7 yards extra because of his block. Not a perfect product, but gee, he's pretty close. So now it gets to the point of the video where we talk about the negatives of Max Mitchell, and there's not very many on tape. Very polished, he's a senior. That's what Joe Douglas has endeavored to find here. The one thing that stood out to me was balance or lack thereof. Here's an example in the running game. He's on the left-hand side of your screen here at left tackle. He flip-flopped in this game after an injury. I just want you to watch how he gets too far in front of his pads. He lunges and he loses his balance, ends up on the floor, and his man directly makes that tackle for loss. Just gets out in front, lacks a little bit of balance and control at the point of attack, and ends up on the ground. You don't love that. An example in pass protection. Back to right tackle now, number 74. See him do a great job cover. Great job controlling the chest. Again, this is a fantastic pass pro rep. He just looks in control the entire time. But at the end, he doesn't bring his feet with him. You can see the defensive end work inside. He stays outside shoulder and he lets him in. Now look, this has no impact on the play. I know I'm cherry picking, but I saw this a little bit on tape. Make sure you bring your feet back inside. So guys, that's the skinny on Max Mitchell out of Louisiana. Didn't know a lot about him, as I said, but there's a reason he graded out so well according to PFF. I thought he was so smooth, so controlled in pass pro, very technically savvy. He needs to put on a little bit of weight, but you can see the powers there in his hands. He just needs that functional ability to drive people off the line of scrimmage. Overall, another great pick by Joe Douglas. I loved this draft class.